How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to yet another weekly warehouse update. All right, we're starting our way in the Discraft section. It's a lot fuller than it has been in week past because we have a full Discraft restock on the site. So I'm gonna highlight a few of my personal kind of like favorite molds that are back in stock. But if you're looking for a disc, there's a solid chance we have it on the site. So you can just go check out all of them. But we're gonna start it right here with the Banger GT. This one's actually the D-line, or putter blend they now call it. We also, I believe, have some Jawbreaker ones. They might still be going up on the shelf. The Jawbreaker that we got in this Discraft shipment is like the OG Jawbreaker. I'm sure I'll be able to find it somewhere as we head down the line, but I'll show you what I mean if you don't know what OG Jawbreaker looks like. It's wild. But Banger GT, really unique feel, really great flight. Used to be in my bag for quite a while, and people always made fun of me for how I said Banger. So maybe you remember that. We also got ESP Onyxes, or sorry, Athena's back in stock. Comet's always a good time. Next disc I want to highlight, actually we're going to pause here at the Flick for a second because the crazy overstable discs have been like a really hot topic. As of late, you have the Tilt, the Juggernaut, all of that. This is kind of the OG one. The Flick, I vividly remember my brother picked one up because he saw one video on YouTube. I don't know which one of you created it, but how dare you. And they had explained that the Flick was like the ultimate distance driver for forehands, and all you had to do was throw it on like this knifing angle and you're gonna get a full flex just like the pros do. And us and our ignorant selves went and bought a Flick and just basically ripped our rotator cuff over and over, hashing over on it like this and watching this thing fight out. Well, all that to say, if you're looking for a ridiculously overstable distance driver, like almost unusably overstable, the Flick's what you're looking for. 12.3, positive 1.5, and that's legit. Those are real flight numbers. I agree with every one of those things. This thing has no glide. It has a positive turn. It starts going left basically as soon as it leaves your hand. 5 fade. It'll skip. It's Discraft's Tilt to a certain extent. Let's see. It looks like we actually have some Jawbreaker. Let me see if there's any of the OG stuff down here. I don't really see any good examples, but Jawbreaker Focuses back in stock. I'm gonna find a good example of what OG Jawbreaker looks like in a second, but Jawbreaker Focuses, I used to putt with Focuses for a long time. Always a good time. Bunch of zones in stock, and pretty much every plastic you'd ever want a zone in. I think the Jawbreaker ones are actually being added to the site. All the Jawbreaker I'm looking for is just being added. We still have some Big Z Lunas and some stock Lunas. I think I actually highlighted these last week, but we also got some ESP Flex back in stock. I think, my honest opinion, I've always liked a softer plastic. This is the best plastic Discraft's ever put out. So if you see ESP Flex available in any of the discs you're looking at, I highly recommend picking it up. Great feeling discs. Forces are back, Nukes are back, Nuke SS's are back, Meteors and a bunch of different plastics back in stock. Got some Z ones here, some ESP ones there. They also have a bunch of discs in X line, which X is like a step between baseline and premium, but they feel incredible. So they should beat in quicker, but they feel really good, especially this run of X. I was just feeling some X Avenger SS's and X Buzzes over there. They feel unreal. So if you're looking if you want to throw the Nuke but it's a little too overstable, pick up an X Nuke, beat it in a little bit. It'll flip up for you quick and still have that great hand feel. Brody Roaches, actually, so this Brody Swirl Roach, this is what OG Jawbreaker looks like. So I don't think this is technically OG Jawbreaker. I think this is just putter blend swirl, but like this is what the original Jawbreaker looks like, and this is what they're going back to for Jawbreaker, I've noticed. So Jawbreaker looks a lot different nowadays. It looks a lot more like this, but this is also a very unique Brody Swirl Roach. Honestly, Brody's probably gonna watch this video and be like, yo, send me that one. I'm gonna have to say, I can't. Seth already bought it. So Seth, get on it, buy it. Here's another one that has like that OG Jawbreaker look to it. Very cool discs. But yeah, if you don't get, all that to say, I missed a lot of discs that are new on the site. Thrashers are back, Surge SS's are back, Souls are back. If you're looking for Discraft, it's back on the site, and pretty much all the Discraft inventory I was talking about last week was being added over this week. It's added now, so it's on the site. If you're looking for a Discraft mold, head over there and pick it up.
All right, we got some fresh MVP. I know everybody's always very excited about the MVP when we get it in, and we've got some really good molds. So first thing I want to mention is we've got a Hex restock. Probably the world's most popular mid-range right now, and for a good reason. If you haven't tried the Hex yet, you really should. It's arguably the best mid-range in disc golf. We've got them in the Eclipse Plastic right now. One thing that's really cool is that we actually got a bunch that have the swirls in the rim, which is something that MVP does that I don't think anybody else does with the overmold, and it just gives it an awesome look. Another really cool thing is we have a bunch of blank Eclipse hexes, which this means you just have more surface area to glow, and you're gonna get a really, really bright disc. If you have yet to try Eclipse Plastic from MVP, it is by far and away the best glow plastic on the market. I mean, this thing like turns into a flashlight. It's crazy. So we got the hexes in stock. Then we have some new molds and some special editions. So first I'm gonna talk about the Watt. So the Watt here's just a stock Neutron, actually has some swirl in there. This disc is a brand new putter from MVP, and what this reminds me of is like a hybrid between a glitch and just like a Nomad or like a typical putter from MVP. So it's almost like they've tried to give us like that lid style feel, but in a disc that's a little more usable and in a max weight or a higher weight compared to a glitch. I suspect maybe to like certain players like Simon who wanted to bag a glitch or even did, but kind of needed something a little more useful and more often on the course. And I think that's what the Watt is going to be. It has a great feel, super glidey. They give us a 2.5, -0.5, 0.5. So they're playing it like that. We also have special editions. So we have two special edition discs I'm going to show you, both kind of like a 4th of July, like Celebrate America type stamp. MVP is manufactured in the USA, so they're very proud of that. These Watts are kind of meant to look like the penny a little bit. They've got like the presidential face there and like the cool signature here. So we have those. And then the next mold that has a special edition is the Rhythm. This one is very, very sick. So special edition Fission, these are Fission Rhythms, and then it says made in the USA, and they turn the Axiom logo into like the Liberty Bell, which is such a cool stamp. We have a bunch of these. We also have some stock Fission Rhythms. These are a 7.5 -2.1. So for those of you with a higher arm strength, think Heiser Flip, a little bit lower arm strength, probably a pretty straight fairway, incredibly comfortable fairway driver. And these are one of the coolest special editions that I've seen. So really great MVP right now. Reminder, we've got the hexes in the Eclipse Plastic. We've got the brand new Watt. Highly would recommend trying that, especially if you like throwing the glitch. And then the Rhythm as well. Great option for a straight fairway driver in the special edition and stock. And once again, with these Rhythms, we're just seeing these incredible rim swirls that they do. I mean, these are just fantastic. They look incredible. So make sure to check them out.
We got some new stuff in from Lone Star. We're gonna hit it with a brand new disc for them, actually, the Artemis here. It's kind of like zone-esque. It's a little bit shallower. Doesn't have as much of like, I think the key difference between it and a zone is from the parting line up. It's the exact same shape, but it's like quicker to get there. So not as deep, which is going to take off some stability. So don't expect this to be as stable as a Z zone or anything like that. It's also in there more like ESP-esque plastic. So from what I understand, it's a little bit straighter than a zone, still has a good bite at the end though. So if you're looking for that like really good straight shot, or if the zone, you're like, I love the flight of an ESP zone, it's just a little too deep, check out the Artemis. They also make them in their, I believe this is their D2, they're like baseline plastic. Really grippy, really tacky, feels great. So if you're looking for like a dead straight forehand, backhand approach to this that feels a little more like a mid than a putter, I would check out the Artemis in a few different plastics. And the other thing they released in celebration of July 4th, celebrate some freedom, Independence Days, a little America Mockingbird. So if you've seen the Mockingbird, they've had that like, I forget what it says, but like the caca stamp basically. They replaced it, America, put a little mullet on them, a little bandana, fun stamp. It's just a Mockingbird. So Mockingbirds are fantastic, celebrate freedom with a little America. I don't know how you want me to say it. I'm going America. I think I'm just going America. But like it's Murray Caw.
I know.
But America.
Yeah.
America. Mockingbird stamp. So fun one there. Bunch of different colors available. I think they're all flag stamped. Let me just grab a random one to confirm that. Yeah, all flag stamped. It would have been a disjustice service is what I'm going for if it wasn't all flag stamped. So there you have it. A lot of fun Lone Star on the site right now.
Got some Discmania in, 3 molds in particular restocked, and these are 3 that are near and dear to both Hunter and I. Starting off with the DD3. If you've been watching our channel in the past few months, you've probably seen a yellow DD3 in Hunter's bag. He throws it on a large percentage of his distance driving shots. These things are not super overstable. If you have 380 to 430 type power, like slightly above average, you're gonna get a nice hyzer flip out of these. They'll beat into a disc that you can get massive hyzer flips to turn, but they'll still fade at the end. Really good forehand disc. These things have really emerged as like a favorite in the distance driver category for us. They're just fantastic in this plastic, so make sure to check out that. We also have the FDs. We have some C-line, and then also S-line. You're gonna get a little bit more flip out of the S-line typically. These have been go-to fairway drivers for both of us over the years. The brand new FD is one of the molds that Discmania redid that I honestly think these ones are better than the old ones. I think the old ones were a little bit more too overstable, a little bit unpredictable at times, but these ones just fly super true. Brand new out of the box, typically you're gonna get a pretty good hyzer flip flight as long as you're throwing in that, like that similar category, 380 to 450, somewhere in there. But even for somebody with less arm speed, you can use these as a good straight to overstable fairway driver. And if you throw really hard, these become really good roller discs even. They're just great all around fairways. A great place to start your fairway lineup. And then last, but certainly not least, we've got some more of the Rainmakers in stock. So these are Color Glow D-Line. These are my putter this year. I will say that last year's Rainmakers, I enjoyed them. These ones are way better. For whatever reason, last year they didn't do Color Glow D-Line, it was just Glow D-Line. These ones, the plastic is a little more rigid and it's just not as dense. They have, in my opinion, a lot more glide. I feel like last year's were a lot more overstable at the end. Something that I wasn't a huge fan of for my putt. These ones I don't have to try as hard. They're super comfortable. I love the beadless design. They just fit really simple in the hand. If you're familiar with the P2 mold from Discmania, these are just a little shallower, something I like. It fits a little more comfortable in my hand. I feel like it glides a little better. And I genuinely have had I mean, the proof is in our YouTube channel. I have genuinely putt a lot better this year, and I owe that in large part to these Rainmakers. So we have a few in stock. If you want to putt with what I'm putting with this year and what I have shown a lot of improvement with this year, check out these putters. They're really a great option on the putting green.
All right, and to wrap it all up, just want a quick reminder of some very cool stuff that we still have a little bit of on the site. It's getting even scarcer and scarcer as we speak, but some foundation stamped lobsters, incredible understable mid-range. I've told you about these for, I think, 2 weeks now. Incredible hand feel, really good pop-up and ride to them. We got some FDG stamped Zone OS's up top here. Got the foundation stamp on top, Brody stamp on the bottom. These are running really low. I just checked the stock on them. I literally think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is it, literally. That's 3. So that could be it. I think that's all the ones I see. So it might be literally 3. We're also running low on the foundation top AB stamped Venoms. The Venom's an incredible disc. I don't think it's as overstable as you might be expecting it to be, but it's one of the better distance drivers on the market. Great hand feel. I really think I might end up putting one in my bag and taking one of my destroyers out. And we still have some very sick ones left. Then if you walk with me over here, we still got some fun West Coast tour. As the more and more content comes out, these are moving more and more. Little Boss, Halo Thunderbird. The Halo Thunderbird in my bag is an absolute workhorse. And we still got some Stay Swanky Envies over here. These are Prism Envies, I believe. I think that's what they're called. Prism Plasma Envies. Nice, overstable, tons of glide putter. So a lot of you are looking for that slot. Check out the Stay Swanky Envies. And we got some fun minis to wrap up the rest of it. Some foundation stamped ones always on the site, and brand new this week we have a fresh restock of the recycled Trash Panda minis. This goes along great with your inner core or the Dune that's coming next week. You're going to stay tuned for that. Check out some Trash Panda minis, but that's going to wrap it up for this week's Weekly Warehouse. If you want to see everything we just talked about and even more that we weren't able to get to, check out the recently restocked collection over on our site, foundationdisc.com, and we'll see you back here same time, same place next week.